Port of Long Beach, California. Container terminal, 3 a.m. A 40-foot shipping container arrives from Shenzhen, China. Manifest says, fashion accessories, declared value $8,000. Inside, 10,000 fake Louis Vuitton bags, 5,000 counterfeit Rolex watches, 3,000 knockoff Gucci belts. Street value if sold as authentic, $5.2 million. Cost to manufacture in China, $180,000. The container clears customs, the paperwork is perfect, the bribes were paid. Within 6 hours, it's loaded onto a truck headed to a warehouse in Vernon, an industrial neighborhood southeast of downtown LA. By noon, those goods are sorted, tagged, and distributed to 20 different locations across Los Angeles. By week's end, tourists on Santee Alley are buying designer bags for $60 that cost $18 to make and would retail for $2,500 if real. This is Los Angeles' $12 billion counterfeit luxury goods empire. Not street vendors with folding tables. Organized crime syndicates exploiting legitimate freight channels, corrupt port officials, and an insatiable demand for luxury status symbols at discount prices. From the creator of street economics, Memphis music empires, NYC drug distribution, Houston trafficking hubs, same approach, follow the money, map the logistics, show the system. This is how LA gangs don't sell drugs. They sell the illusion of luxury, and the profits rival any cartel. This is how LA gangs make money. Everything starts at the Port of Long Beach, the second busiest port in America, 8.1 million containers annually, $200 billion in cargo. Somewhere in those 8.1 million containers, counterfeits. Meet Carlos, not his real name. He's a logistics coordinator. His job, ensure specific containers move through customs without inspection. Most people think it's about sneaking containers past customs, Carlos explains over coffee in San Pedro. That's amateur shit. You don't sneak, you integrate. The professional method. Step 1, the manifest. Real company, real business license, real import history. The front company imports legitimate goods 90% of the time. Handbags, belts, sunglasses, all legally manufactured, properly documented, duties paid. Then container number 91 arrives. Same manifest format, same product categories, same declared value range. Everything looks identical to the previous 90 legitimate shipments, except this one is 100% counterfeit. Step 2, the paperwork. Import documentation prepared by licensed customs broker. Forms filled correctly, duties calculated accurately. Everything by the book. The declared value is deliberately low, but not suspiciously low. $8,000 for a container of fashion accessories is reasonable for wholesale goods. Not so low that it triggers automatic inspection. Not so high that the math looks wrong. Step 3. The routing. Container goes through green lane clearance. This is the fast track for low-risk importers with good compliance history. 90% legitimate shipment record equals green lane access. Inspection rate for green lane, less than 2%. Carlos's container has a 98% chance of never being opened. Step 4, the insurance. If that 2% hits and customs inspects, the front company absorbs the loss. Container seized. Goods destroyed. Business continues with a different company name next week. Cost of seized container, $180,000, manufacturing, plus $188,000 loss. But for every one container seized, 49 pass through undetected. 49 containers, 5-pointer street value, $254.8 million in goods. One container seized, $188,000 loss. Net $254.6 million, loss rate 0.07%. This is why they keep doing it. The math is unstoppable. Customs is overwhelmed, Carlos says. 8.1 million containers yearly. They can't inspect everything, so they focus on high risk, drugs, weapons, terrorist threats, fashion accessories, low priority. The sophisticated syndicates know this. They exploit it. And they move billions through the port annually. Once the container clears, it's loaded onto a truck. The driver has no idea what's inside. He's just moving cargo for a logistics company. Legitimate job, legitimate paycheck, no questions asked. Destination Vernon, California. Industrial neighborhood, warehouses everywhere. Perfect camouflage. The container disappears into LA's shadow distribution network. Vernon, California. 5 miles southeast of downtown. Population 222. Industrial workforce 50,000 daily. This is where LA makes things. Meatpacking, manufacturing, distribution, thousands of warehouses, trucks constantly moving. Nobody notices one more container being unloaded. The container arrives at a 30,000 square foot warehouse. Sign outside, Pacific Fashion Wholesale. Looks legitimate. Is legitimate for tax purposes. Business license, workers' comp insurance, payroll taxes paid. Inside, organized chaos. 20 workers unload the container. They're paid $15 hour cash. No questions, no papers required. Most are undocumented. They need work. The warehouse needs labor. Mutually beneficial arrangement. The goods are sorted by category. Station 1, handbags, 10,000 fake Louis Vuitton bags sorted by style. Never full, speedy, Alma. Each style has 15 variations. Workers sort by image on their phones. No expertise needed. Just match the picture. Station 2, watches, 5,000 counterfeit Rolexes sorted by model. Submariner, Daytona, Datejust. Each watch gets a plastic case, a fake certificate of authenticity, and a gift box. The presentation sells the illusion. Station 3, accessories, 3,000 Gucci belts, 2,000 Chanel sunglasses, 1,000 Hermes scarves, all sorted, tagged, priced for wholesale. The operation takes 4 hours. By 5 p.m., the goods are redistributed to 20 different locations. Destination Type 1, retail fronts. 8 shops in downtown LA's Santee Alley district. The most visible part of the operation. Tourists, locals, everyone shopping for designer goods at a discount. Allocation, 40% of goods, 4,000 bags, 2,000 watches, 1,200 accessories. Destination Type 2, swap meets. 5 different swap meet locations across LA County. Rhodium in Torrance, Paramount Swap Meet, Rose Bowl, weekend events, high foot traffic, cash transactions. Allocation, 30% of goods, 3,000 bags, 500 watches, 900 accessories. Destination Type 3, online sellers, 7 different e-commerce operations. They list on eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, ship nationwide. Payment through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Each destination is independently operated. If one gets raided, the others continue. Distributed risk. Maximum resilience. The warehouse itself, empty by midnight. No inventory stored overnight. Nothing for authorities to seize if they raid. Just an empty building with some tables and a few workers who know nothing about the source. This is the invisible middle of LA's counterfeit network, the logistics hub that connects port to consumer. Professional, efficient, nearly impossible to disrupt. One container processed in 4 hours, distributed to 20 locations, goods on shelves by morning, money flowing by afternoon. And this happens daily across dozens of warehouses in Vernon, Commerce, Huntington Park, and other industrial zones surrounding LA. The volume is staggering, the profits are astronomical, the risk is minimal. This is organized crime operating like Amazon, logistics, distribution, customer fulfillment, just with fake Gucci bags instead of toilet paper. Santee Alley, downtown Los Angeles, 3 blocks between Santee Street and Maple Avenue, the epicenter of LA's counterfeit retail trade. Saturday afternoon, thousands of shoppers, tourists from Asia, Europe, Latin America, locals hunting deals. Everyone knows what they're buying. Nobody cares. Meet Maria. She runs a stall here, has for 12 years, sells handbags, sunglasses, watches, all counterfeit, all technically illegal, but business is booming. I don't ask where they come from, Maria says while straightening a display of fake Prada bags. A guy delivers boxes twice a week. I pay him. He leaves. I sell. That's it. The guy is Diego. He drives a white cargo van, makes deliveries to 8 different shops in Santee Alley. Each shop gets a mix of products based on what sold last week. The system is data-driven. Hot sellers get restocked. Slow movers get reduced. This is retail logistics. It just happens to be illegal. The pricing structure: Diego's wholesale cost from warehouse, $18 per fake LV bag. Maria's retail price, $60 depending on negotiation. Authentic Louis Vuitton retail, $2,500. Customer saves 2,496% discount. Maria's profit per bag, 42 to 62. Diego's profit per bag, delivery fee. Warehouse profit per bag, $8, distribution margin. Manufacturer importer profit per bag, $142, container cost per unit. Total profit in the chain, 220s per bag. Multiply by 10,000 bags per container. Revenue, $600,000 to $800. Cost, $180,000. Gross profit, $420,000, $620,000 per container. Now multiply by the number of containers monthly. The warehouse Carlos works with processes 15 containers monthly. That's 150,000 items. Profit, $9 million monthly from one warehouse operation. Across LA, dozens of operations like this. Annual counterfeit luxury market in LA, $12 billion. But here's what makes Santee Alley perfect. It's not underground. It's completely visible. Open-air market. Thousands of tourists daily. LAPD knows, everyone knows, and yet it continues. Why? Because enforcement is nearly impossible. Enforcement challenges. Challenge 1. Volume. Santee Alley has 150-plus shops. Tens of thousands of items. You'd need an army to seize everything. By the time you raid one shop, 3 others have restocked. Challenge 2. Jurisdictional. Counterfeiting is federal, trademark violation. LAPD handles local crime. Federal agents, FBI, Homeland Security focus on major importers, not retail. Retail falls through the cracks. Challenge 3. Business model. Maria doesn't own inventory. Diego delivers on consignment. If cops raid, Maria says, "I was selling them for a friend. I didn't know they were fake." No criminal intent equals no prosecution. Challenge 4. Customer demand. Tourists want counterfeits. They're not victims, they're willing participants. No complainants equals low priority for police. The result: Santee Alley operates openly. A $12 billion illegal industry hiding in plain sight. Every day, thousands of counterfeit luxury goods change hands. Cash transactions, no records. Money flows back up the chain to the warehouse, to the importer, to the manufacturers in China. And tomorrow another container arrives at the port of Long Beach. The cycle continues. Here's the complete money flow from Chinese factory to LA consumer. Stage 1, manufacturing, Shenzhen, China. 10,000 fake Louis Vuitton bags manufactured at $18 per unit. Stage 2, importation, Port of Long Beach. Container clears customs, 98% success rate. Stage 3, distribution, Vernon warehouse, labor, 20 workers, 4 hours, $15, $1,200. Stage 4, retail, Santee Alley, swap meets online, 10,000 bags sold at average $70 each. Money laundering, the cash from Santee Alley needs to be cleaned. Here's how. Method 1, cash-intensive businesses, restaurants, car washes, laundromats, check cashing stores. Counterfeit profits get mixed with legitimate revenue. Method 2, real estate, $7.5 million monthly profit invested in LA real estate. Method 3, overseas transfer, wire transfers to Chinese bank accounts disguised as wholesale fashion payments. The result, $90 million annual profit per syndicate gets laundered. That's how LA gangs make money from counterfeit luxury goods. Why is Los Angeles the counterfeit capital of America? 3 structural advantages: port access, market demand, and tourist infrastructure. Santee Alley positioning. Los Angeles' fashion district sounds legitimate to tourists. Word-of-mouth marketing. You have to visit Santee Alley for designer deals. Result: 30% of Santee Alley customers are tourists. They spend more, less price-sensitive, buying multiple items. They pay cash, no paper trail. They leave the country, no possibility of enforcement follow-up. Estimated tourist contribution to LA counterfeit market, $3.6 billion annually. The combination is unstoppable. Port access, supply, plus local demand, market, plus tourist volume distribution equals perfect ecosystem for 12 billion counterfeit industry. This is how LA gangs make money. Not drugs, not violence, counterfeit luxury goods. This isn't street crime, it's organized crime operating like Amazon. This is the resilient financial architecture of LA's counterfeit luxury goods empire. LA showed you don't need drugs to make billions. You just need a port, a market, and 10,000 fake Louis Vuitton bags. Subscribe for more street economics. How gangs make money across America. Different cities, different operations, same approach. We follow the money.